All right, what's up everyone? Welcome back. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be building out a nurture sequence for one of my clients. My client sent me this campaign of text and emails that they want to be able to send out for their clients that they can send to their leads. So yeah, my client is a marketing agency. I'm helping them out, and they sent me, let me just show you this. They sent me this here, which is creating a credit repair campaign, and they have text day 1, email day 1, text day 5, email day 5. They have some images in here as well. So there's a whole bunch of days down here. It goes all the way down to day 180. All right. So I'm going to show you how to build this out. I'm actually going to build it out live. And so let's go ahead and dive in. So I'm using the software High Level. That's what my client's using. And let me show you how to build this out. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go over to marketing. I could just build out very simple text emails, but I want to make it a little bit better, make it a little bit more professional. So we're going to go over to the marketing section, emails, and we're going to go over to templates. This is one of my test accounts here, and then I'll actually take this and I will copy this workflow over into my client's sub account once we get there. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to call it Credit Repair Campaign. And then in here, I'm going to go into the folder and I'm going to create a template. I'm going to do the design editor. Now I could choose one of the templates that High Level has, but I'm just going to make this somewhat simple. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is, actually I'm going to move my camera over. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a footer here. So let's add the footer. And then, actually before I do this, what I like to do is I want to make my footer black. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add another element, and we're going to add, or actually another section, a layout. I'm going to add a section below it. Well, that's not supposed to go up there. So I'm going to drag this down here. And now what I can do is I can either add another footer in here and then delete this one, or I can just drag this one and add the footer in there. And there we go. Now, if I select this outside this section here, then I can select the color and we can say black there. Now I can highlight all this and I can change the text to white. And we got white. And there, now that looks pretty good. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the email. So let's go back to the email. Let's get the email here, go all the way to the top, grab the email day 1. I'm going to highlight all of this, copy it, come back into here. I'm going to paste it all in there. That doesn't need to be up there like that. So we're going to delete this and do that. We're going to say, hey, and we're putting a custom value. I'm going to address them by first name, hey, contact name, and we got the email there. Next, I'm going to add in a sign off. Since my client didn't have a sign off here, we're going to add a sign off in, makes it a little bit better. So we're going to do a custom value. I like to do the user first name. I like to say from, and then we're going to add in the sub account name, sub account. So we're going to say account, and we're going to say name. So now I'll do Bob from whatever name. All right, space out a little bit more. Okay, that looks good. Now what I want to do is I want to do a subject line. So I'm going to go to settings, and then the subject line here. Oops. Now my client didn't give me any subject lines, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to copy all of this. I'll just copy everything. So if I just put the cursor here, scroll all the way to the bottom, hold shift, and then click, now it copies it, highlights everything. I'm going to copy. I'm going to come into ChatGPT, easy enough to do. And I'm going to say, please write email subject lines for each of the following emails. And I'm going to new line, and I'm going to paste in all that information. So there's all of that there. Now I could make this a little bit better of a script. I could say you're an expert copywriter. Actually, let's do that. You are an expert copywriter, a more broker. Please write email subject lines for each of the following emails. Very simple, we'll put this in and we're just going to hit enter. Now ChatGPT is going to create us a bunch of email subject lines. And let's scroll down and find it. And here we go. All right, so take a look at these. If I want to rewrite some of them, I can do that, but this is good enough for me right now. I'm going to take this first one, unlock a financial future, get your free credit report today. Sounds good. Here, I'm going to paste in the email subject line, and I'm going to leave this stuff blank for now, and we'll click on save. All right, so that first email is written. Pretty simple. Now I'm going to back out. Ooh, actually, I forgot to name it. So I'm going to go back in here. Let's go back in and let's name it. Let's call it Credit Repair Day 1. All right, click Save Template. I'm going to back out, go back in the folder, and then from here, I will clone it. And we're going to call this Day 5, because that's actually the next email. I'm just going to lower this down a little bit. There we go, now I can get back to it. So the next one is, we have Day 5 email. We're just doing all the emails right now. All right, so now I'm going to copy this. Actually, I don't need the hi client, because you'll see why in a sec. So I'm going to copy that, and that's the end of the email. Come back in here, so Day 5, clone it. And then from here, we already have it. So I'm just going to highlight this part. I'm just going to change this out. Now, if I just paste it in, sometimes the editing or sometimes the formatting doesn't come in correctly. So if the formatting doesn't come in the way you want it to, when you paste it in, you can do, I'm on a Mac, so Command-Shift-V, and it'll paste it without formatting or whatever the formatting is already in here. On PC, it'd be, I believe, Control-Shift-V, enter. You can also right click and then paste to match style. That works as well. So we got that. Now I'm going to go back to the ChatGPT and let's grab this next one. Spot and fix credit report errors before they lower your score. Sounds good enough for me. I could probably go in and make those a little better or reword some of them, but we're just going to do this for now. Save. And now we have that Day 5 email. So now I'm going to, let's see, can we clone it from here? No, fortunately, can't clone it from here. So we're going to back out, go back in the credit repair, and I'm going to clone this one out. Now this is going to be, let's take a look at the next one. Email Day 10. All right, so we're going to highlight this, copy it, come back here, and we're going to make this Day 10 and clone. And then in here, we're going to paste it in. Make the spacing a little bit better there. This I like to, let's see how we can space this out. Your credit score can determine how much interest you pay on credit cards, vehicles. The higher credit score, less interest you will pay. Let's make this a new paragraph. Make it stand out a little bit more. I can run your credit, and we can discuss what's best route to take to increase your score. Let's talk. There we go. And then I'm going to go up here. We're going to do the subject line, and we're going to go back to ChatGPT, grab the Day 10. Ready to save money? Let's improve your credit score together. Sounds good. All right. That in. Save. And then, all right, so now I'm going to back out of this. I'm going to do one more because there's one more I want to show you that has an image. So I believe that next one is, where's Day 14? Yeah, Day 14. All right, so we're going to do day 20. I'm going to copy this because we're also going to put the image in. So this one, I'm going to duplicate this, clone this one out. Actually, just, yeah, so we're going to do this is Day 20, clone. And now here we're going to take this, we're going to paste in, oops, became a little bigger. So I'm going to highlight this, Command-Shift-V, and now we have that. But this time what I want to do is I want to add the image in because you see they have this image here. So what I'm going to do that is I'm actually going to grab another element. Sorry, grab an element here. We're going to go down, put this element in here. And now I'm going to add an image. So I'm going to add the image, drop it right in there. I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut, and we're going to space that out. And now I'm going to add in another section down below. Come on. Why can't I get there? All right, fine. I'll move this one up into here. So there we go. That was more difficult than it should have been. Now I'm going to add text in here and this. Another thing I can do just to keep the same formatting, I can actually just clone this out. And let's drag this one down here. Sometimes I like doing that. And so now we have everything the same. I'll just highlight all this, paste in, sign off, user first name, location. Now for the image, I'm going to come into here and I'm going to right click on the image. I'm going to save the image. I'm just going to go into my little trash folder here. We'll say picture, we'll say credit repair day 20. Save. Come back in here and then I'm going to add the image in. Click on the edit button up here. We're going to upload an image from the media library. From here, I'm going to upload a file. And I'm going to find that credit repair 20 day right there. Open that. And now we have the image in here. Double click it. And now the image is on the email. One thing I want to do is I want to remove some of the padding. So I'm going to make this padding 0. Make this padding 0. Make this padding 0. Just spaces it out a little bit better. And we have that. All right. That looks good. So let's go ahead and put the subject in. Settings. ChatGPT. Boost your credit score with these top tips. Learn how. Why did I put an exclamation point on everything? All right. I don't think you need an exclamation point on every single email. I'm not going to include that one. All right. I go back here. Paste that in. Save. Okay, so we got this email. I'm going to back out now. And now I have several emails in here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add them all in and I'm going to speed up this video. So we'll see you back in a second. All right, now for this one, there are 2 images that they want to put in here. So let me show you how to do that. What we're going to do here is we are going to change this section is just a 1 element, 1 image section. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another one in. We're going to add a 2 column layout. That's what it is. All right, so I can drag this, move this into here in that first one. Then I can clone this out and then I can even move this guy. I guess I can't do that. Oh, I can, right over here. So this one I can drag up to here. There we go. Now we got that there, and let's delete this one. And now we're gonna go into here. Now this, just to make it a little bit better, what I'm gonna do is select the outside here, and I'm going to drop the padding down to say, let's try 5. So it gives a little more real estate for, there we go. And how about, how's the pad? Okay. And maybe let's try this. Let's make this 5 also. All right, well, yeah, I'll do 5 here. Didn't really change much, but still you got that. Now let's add the images in. So we're gonna do this, right click, save picture as. Change to JPEG, just a little bit smaller, better for loading speed. And we're gonna call this day, what day is this? 84. 84. Save. And this one, save picture as. Oh, I should have done A and B, so we'll do B. And JPEG. Save that. Come back in here. Now we're going to change this image out. Edit. Upload media library. Upload file. Now you can actually do 2 of them at a time. So we're going to do this, and you can either select them both like that, or you can click one, hold the command key, and hit the other one, select all the images you want to upload, and then open. Now they're both in here, so we're going to take this first one, put it here. We're going to take the second one, upload from media library, and this one here. Now we got those in there, and we're going to put the subject in, and I'm going to continue on. See you at the end. All right, so the way I did this one was, because there's 5 of them here, I put this first image just on top by itself because it kind of talks about what it's going to be talking about. But then this one is number 1, number 2, 3, and 4. So I think the visual flow looks a bit better this way. But another way I could have done it is I could have put this one on the bottom, but I don't think it would have looked as good that way. So we'll drag this back up, and I think this is the way that email is going to work. Also, it's kind of cool how the arrows line up there. All right, so now I have all the emails written out here, ready to go to put in workflow. So let's head over and add them into the workflow. Go to automation. From here, I'm going to create a workflow. We're going to just start from scratch. This, and we'll call it credit repair campaign. All right, now what my client wants is, actually I'm gonna back out of here. Client wants it to be when they drop the opportunity into a bad credit stage to have this start sending out. So it basically nurtures them to get them, to help them to improve their credit so that they can come back and then get a mortgage for their home. So I have the stage here called bad credit, and we're going to do that. We're going to go back to the automation, and I'm going to go into that one down here, credit repair campaign. And so the trigger for this is going to be, zoom in. So the trigger here is going to be pipeline stage change. Or actually opportunity, I typed in wrong before, pipeline stage change. And then from here, we're going to add a filter. I'm going to add the filter in pipeline, and we're going to select that one pipeline we have. Add another filter, and I'm going to select the specific stage, so pipeline stage, and we're going to select bad credit. That means now when the opportunity gets moved over into the bad credit stage, this workflow will fire off. What we're going to do here is I always like to name my steps. So I'm going to call it bad credit. And so now we see that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to, my client actually said to add a little bit of a delay, not send out immediately, maybe 12 hours. So we'll put a wait step in here. Do wait, and let's make it, let's make it 12 hours. 12 hours. So I'm going to wait 12 hours. What I'm also going to do, I'm going to put an advanced window here, because if my client, say, does this at, say, 2 p.m., drags them over, well, 12 hours from then is going to be 2 a.m. I don't want the email sent out then. So I'm going to put a window in, and I'm going to set the window to, we'll just leave it at 9 to 5. And Monday through Friday, yep. I can add in Saturday if I want, but we're going to do Monday through Friday. So if they drop it in, say, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it'll be 3 a.m., but it'll wait until 9 a.m. that next day. Add that in. Now I'm going to add in an email, or maybe we'll do the SMS first. So we're going to do the SMS, send SMS. Come back to the top here. We're going to grab this first text, copy this, and I'm going to paste that in, and that looks good. All right, so I'm also going to name it day 1. I'm going to save that, and now I'm going to add the email in. So we're going to type in email. I can type, send email. And this time what we're going to do is templates. So we're going to choose from the template instead of typing it out here. So we're going to say credit repair day 1. Put the subject line in there. And if I need to edit the email, I can click on the edit button here, and I can email it, edit it right from within the workflow builder. Fairly new update that High Level came out with. Pretty awesome. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to leave this blank, and you'll see why. Then I'm going to click on save. Oops, I want to name it email day 1. Save action. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of creating all of these again, to make it easier, I'm going to copy all of these actions, copy all actions from here, put it down here. And now what we're going to do is, since that was day 1 and their next email they want is on text email is day 5. So day 1, now we're going to wait. Let's just make it simple, wait 5 days. 5 days, change this out, 5 days. Yeah, wait 5 days. And the window at this point doesn't need to be on. It doesn't really matter because we've already established it with the first wait step of waiting until it's in the window. Now, as long as these are all just say days, it's all going to be on the same time it goes off. So I'm going to turn that off, just not necessary. Turn it on, really doesn't matter either way. Save action, and we're going to go, this is going to be day 5. Go back into here. Let's grab the text for day 5. We're going to copy this, paste it in there, and we'll click save. Email, next one, we're going to select day 5, prayer day 5, and we're going to save that one. Make sure this is named day 5. All right, so I can continue and do the same thing. I can go and just copy all of these, but sometimes that gets confusing on where you're at if you copy 50 actions at once. So I usually just like to copy this last group, copy all actions from here and go down. Now in here, there's going to be day 10. Wait, I'll actually wait 5 days. And then here I'm going to do wait 5 days because it's still waiting 5 days to get it to day 10. This is how I like to name my steps. So you can name them how you want, but in here, now this, I'm just going to do day 10. And we'll come back to back here, and we're going to, now this is just an image. So the thing about the image, when you're sending out a text with an image, you can't have it blank here. It won't work. You actually need to, all right, so I'm going to attach a file here, and I'm going to select day on day 10. Where's day 10? What are we on? We're on day 10. Oh, I never saved this one. Okay. Save picture as. I'm going to do JPEG. We're going to select, do that, day 10. Save. Come back in here. Find day 10. Now, without a message in there, will it send out? Let's test it. See, it says message fails. Please check in the field and test the phone numbers. So because there's nothing in here, it's not going to send out. For that, I'll just come back up here, and for the email day 10, let's take maybe this first sentence here. Credit score can determine how much interest you pay in credit card, vehicle, home. What is a good credit score? Maybe we'll just say, what is a good credit score? How is your credit score? We'll just say that. How is your credit score? Or let's do this. Now, because then they might say they might want to reply. Let's not say that. Let's say, do you know if you have a good or bad credit score? And then it'll also have that. Then I'll have that attachment there. So we'll save that. Now we're going to go down to the email. I always like to save my work every once in a while, just for in case something were to happen and I were to lose this. So I always click the save after several actions. All right, so day 5. Now we're going to day 10. Select the email here. Credit pair day 10. Sometimes what I also like to do, because this one is just a text email, let's do this instead. Let's kind of change it up, and let's just make this a text this time, or text-based email instead of the drag and drop. Because also some email clients won't always deliver when it's an HTML based, which is this one, but text based usually they always will. So we'll just change it up. So I'm gonna do none. I'm gonna paste it in here, change this to a contact first name. Actually make it hey. Now I want to make sure, and then I'm going to come down. I'm going to select that in there. Now I also want to make sure all this is the same. So I'm going to select it all. Make sure the font is good to go. A little bit of space there, and we'll save that. Oh, now we need the subject. Now we're come back here to day 10, and we're going to grab. There's day 10. Day 10. Ready to save money. All right, and we're going to name it and save. All right. Now let's clone this out. Copy all actions from here. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go through and do the rest of this again, and I'm gonna speed it up, and I'll meet you at the end of this video. All right, so now I finished with the last one. So we have up to day 180. We scroll back, so we have all these, day 172, 146, 134. Go into these. We have text, the emails. Now I left all the from name and from emails blank. I'm going to show you why in a second. So let's go all the way back up to the top. And we're going to do this. What I'm also going to do, other things I like to add in here. So I usually like to add in whenever somebody gets added to a workflow, something like this. I'm going to add a tag. So I'm going to add a tag here, and I'm going to call it bad credit nurture. We'll just call it that. I'm going to copy this, add the tag, and I always name my steps. I put in little quotes there for myself. Now I know that tag is added. What also I'm going to do is I'm going to go to settings here, and we're going to do probably allow reentry, probably not off, because probably don't want them to go through this again. What we can do is we could do stop on response. It kind of will depend what the client wants to do, if they want to remove them or not. But something like this, if they respond, maybe just remove them. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to turn the conversations mark as read on, so that these that go out, they don't show up in the conversation section as unread. They don't need to show up that way. From here, from the sender name and details, now this will be the default from name and email that will show up on all the emails if I put it from here. So what I like to do from here, from name, you could just do, again, we can do that user first name from location name, and then the email. Usually I'll have a custom value in there, but I don't for this one. So we'll just say info at whatever my client's actual email is. That's what we'll put in there. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to save this, and we're going to go back to the builder. And so now it's pretty much ready to go. So what we're going to do is we can publish it and save it and then turn it on. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add in another workflow, and we're going to say, just to show you, this what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a trigger in, and we're going to do this. We're going to say, for example, if my contact wants to easily remove them from the workflow. Now there are ways to do it, but here's another thing. We're just going to contact tag, we're going to say tag removed, and then we're going to say the bad credit nurture. So I'm going to do bad credit nurture. Yeah, I didn't spell it right. There we go. And so now what this is going to do is, if you remove that tag, then we'll just go from here and we'll say remove from workflow. And we're going to choose another workflow, and we're going to choose that bad credit workflow. I call it bad, did I name it? Credit repair. That's what it was, credit repair. Again, we're going to do this and copy this, that there, remove from workflow, and put that in there, remove from credit repair campaign. And this, if we have the allow entry off on the other one, then this doesn't matter, but maybe just do that just to make sure that they are removed. Nothing else you got to do on this, and we'll publish and we'll save that. All right, so that's pretty simple there. Now, of course, there are other ways you can remove them from workflows, but that's just something simple. So that was the video, show you how to create a nurture sequence for your client so that you can send out to nurture them over time. And now there's 180 days worth of text and emails that are going to go out. And so what I'll do is now I can build this into my sub account, which I did, and say this test account, but now maybe I want to copy that workflow into all my clients' accounts or into a different sub account. One, I would say this as a snapshot. So I would have built this in the correct snapshot, and then I would push it out to different sub accounts. But here, maybe I built it in my test one. So then I can go over here and I can select this one and I can copy to a sub account. And now I can maybe type in a specific sub account to put it in. Hit submit, and it'll copy this over into that sub account. All right, so that's pretty much it for this video. Showed you how to create a nurture sequence for your clients, for yourself, whatever you want to do. And it works by when you drag them over into the pipeline stage, and they will get added to that workflow and get the texts and emails over however long you set that up. So go ahead and set it up for yourself, get a good nurture sequence going, and I will see you on the next video.